folks? Welcome back to the Code Chronicles. This is episode 44. I am the lovely host to this series, and my name is Pags. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you back if you're returning. I'm looking forward to talking about what we built in some behind the scenes stuff. Let me just take off this overlay for the locked deal. I want to talk about this base project selector. So kind of last episode of the Code Chronicles, what we've been doing is architecting. Let me unwind for those new to the series. We're building a project management system. So kind of like your Jira, but a little more efficient from a software engineer's perspective. So I think these things are just built out in how I would like a project management system. But so that's overall bird's eye view what we're doing. The thing that we did last episode is kind of configure the project within our data structure. So we have users, we have projects, we have tasks. Users and projects and tasks all need to be related to each other. So that's what we went ahead and built yesterday, or at least built some of it yesterday. And what are we looking at here? Here we see this giant kind of chunk, kind of dealing with some CSS issues with this base project selector. I pulled it out instead of the base project selector, instead of us emitting stuff upwards. I figured this should be part of the top navigation, right? Wherever we go, we can always indirectly change whichever project we're kind of looking at. So maybe this will actually end up being like the top of the page, right? Instead of, maybe something up here makes more sense actually, where it's kind of like the top of the thing where we can just zoom down and say, okay, I want to change to a different project. Project is basically the tasks, right? So if we look at a Kanban board, this will make a little bit more sense. And I did get it working roughly. A lot of our endpoints are still broken where we have to reconfigure for the project. Basically what I'm saying is when we post a task, it now needs to post the task name, a task ID, and it needs to be associated to a project ID. So that's why some of our things are broken. But not the end of the world, folks. Not the end of the world, I'll tell you that much. We're going to do a few things with that. Let me show you that it is working. So in the task store, when we fetch tasks, I had a call with Chester. He said you don't want to fetch tasks and then search if they match the project. What you really want to do is fetch the project and just pull the task associated with that project. So we're going to try to gear for that. Right now, I'm just kind of gearing for it to work. So here, for instance, is one of our project IDs, and it has a task in it. It has a task. Let's see. Let me pull up kind of the MongoDB real quick. The compass. So I could post tasks still. So I could say new task with, let's pretend this is our blockchain project. And we'll give it a medium priority. We'll put it in, we'll say like Ether or something, right? Just whichever it'll be. And we'll put it in our in progress column. So let's refresh. We should have this task. Ignore all the sizing stuff. We'll handle that down the road. But it should actually pull that task or push it associated to the project that we're in. So if I must have hard coded the project ID here yesterday or earlier today. So let me pull up a project. We're going to go to task and look for that blockchain task and see which one it's associated to. So boom, my new task with blockchain project, it's associated project 1. Oh, I know exactly what I did. So on the task endpoint, the task ID, I built the task and hard coded it to project. I think I actually changed the endpoint where it doesn't go to task ID. It actually goes to project ID. So if we go to tasks, it should then actually take a task by project. This is the actual endpoint that I think we need to call. Oh, no, excuse me. This is for fetching tasks. But for posting tasks, let me find the post tasks endpoint. So we have get task, update task, and we should have post task still somewhere. So where's our post task? Hold on, guys. Where are we at? Where are we at here? We still need a post task endpoint, right? Where is our post task? Is it in the task column? Post task columns? Nope. Task. Okay, so it is in our tasks post task. I must have missed it earlier. And I'm passing in a project. It shouldn't be. Oh, you know what? I'm probably hard coding it from the front end, I imagine. So if we go to base column, let's check that out. To see basically the problem I'm having right now is posting the task associated to the project ID. I'm having a hard time fetching the project ID first, and then let's see, post task modal content. So let's go to post task status name. It looks like we aren't pulling it in from the front end because I really don't want to handle passing in the project ID from the front end. I want the stores or the backend to know where we're at. So I'm posting it. Oh, that's getting a task and then posting a task. Let's go to post task. Oh, boom, right there. Okay, so it's hard coded as number 1. When really we want it to be this right here. We want it to be this project ID. But we want to make this dynamic and it's going to be dependent on this selector. So that's the problem I've been having. I've been trying to handle it behind the scenes and it's just not working very well. So I figured I'd throw on the camera and see what we can do, see if we can kind of figure it out. So project ID, I'm going to hard code to this real quick. That's going to be this first my blockchain project. So let's try that one more time. We'll say blockchain task. And we'll put medium priority. Again, we'll put in the Ether category. And in progress, it should pop up here. Because that's this project. Let's refresh and fetch for this project specifically. We should see it. We should see 2 tasks. We should, in theory. So here's 1. Here's 2. We have an error. So what is going on is what I want to know. Because we're fetching task associated to this ID. Let's see if we posted that task. We did. It's still coming in as project ID number 1. I wonder if it's because we didn't save or something. So let me try one more time. So we'll say BCT for blockchain task, and we'll say ETH again for that category. Put it in this, boom. We get a success symbol. So it is posting to the database associated to project ID number 1, but we want it associated to this project. Boom. So there it is. I think it was just a save issue from the store where I didn't save. I didn't press save, and the DOM still had push it to project 1. So you can see that these tasks are associated with this blockchain project, and I'll put let me hard code which project we're selecting. I kind of built this default first project thing. Hold on, I'll explain that in a moment. But let me show you guys. Let's see. Here is where is this? This should be, yeah, at the top of the screen. So I'll just put in, let's see, in our store, in our project store, we set the project, and then I'll show the project ID associated to that project. And this is just how I show data on the front end. This actually, like, obviously is not going to be part of the, the final build. This is just to let us know which project is being selected. So if I choose company A project, we should see the fetched project up here and the ID associated to that project. And ultimately, we want to show different tasks associated to that project. And again, that's the issue I'm having. So if we steal this project ID, and if we go to the task store now, and instead of using this project, that was our blockchain project, we'll swap it for company A's project. Now when we fetch tasks, we're going to get different tasks because these tasks are associated to this project, which is company A. So let's look at this real quick, and it'll make sense. We'll see different colored task associated to company A. This one, boom, boom, boom. So again, I'll make this task A, or we'll say company A task. And again, we'll put high priority, just different colorage so we can easily see that these are different tasks. And I'll put it in the in progress column. And the idea I want is to be able to select the projects here and then it just auto boom changes the tasks for us. So we posted that task actually to the wrong one because of the we posted it to this project actually. So we're going to be a little confused here. I'll put high priority and we'll say AAA task. How about that? Or AAA for this company, and we'll put it in the to-do column. So it'll still be different tasks. That's fine. We just need to denote that they're different data bits that we're pulling from. So it should have posted to this one if we've done that correctly. And if I press save, let's see. Looks like I forgot to press save. So we're going to see a bunch of tasks on that side. So I'll delete them out of the database. Not a huge deal. But we'll say company A task again. Let's try this one more time, or company A task, whichever. Put in the A category. We'll put in the to-do list. All right, let's try this one more time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom, there it is. So we have company A task, and I know it says my blockchain project at the top, but that just ignore that for now. That's the selector. We need to link that up with the ID. That's just hard-coded, frankly, or hard defaulted, I should say, not hard-coded. This is going to be hard to decipher which project is associated to which ID, which I guess in the future we might want to actually push the project name with the project ID it's associated to, potentially for this reason. For data handling, could be a lot easier to handle. So this is company task A. That's the one we don't want to delete. But this one is part of the wrong column. This one, I believe, company A task was also part of the wrong column. BCT, that's the blockchain task. That's to the right column. This was extra data that went to the wrong project, project 1. This also went to project 1. So let's delete these ones out. And I'll show you guys now if we flip between, let's see, this project, and I'll change this back to project 1B. That's going to be the My Blockchain project. We'll see more different tasks populate on the screen here. So the functionality is roughly working. We just need to link it up with the base selector. So boom, these are the blockchain tasks associated with the blockchain project. And again, the idea is I want to be able to click project A or company A project, and then we should see the fetch for this project ID of 71EF happen automatically. So I'm going to go to the base column. I think is where we want to do it. And obviously, I don't know if there's some massive inefficiencies here to why it's taken so long, or if it's just taken so long because of me recording 3 different things right now. But let's dive in. Let's dive in here. So I think it's just going to be a use effect deal where we can check the project store. If the project, we need to clean up base column too. And this might be the beginning of us cleaning that up. But let's see. So we might want to check if project store project ever changes. We want to task store get tasks. Get tasks. Boom. And it's tough because, we don't have project store imported here. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll bring that in. Let me go to the top of the file real quick. So we're getting a ton of lag. I think it's just from recording so much stuff. Hopefully not the actual project itself. But there's undeniably optimization stuff we can definitely do here. Because I have a lot of extra re-renders and just stuff that doesn't need to be there. But not a ton. Just a few structural things that could likely be changed. So we'll obviously do that in the future, but right now let's just get this up and running. Project store. For some reason, it's not recognizing that we pulled it in from the project store. Stores project store. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's just double check, make sure we're not running like crazy. Yeah, I think it's just from recording and screen recording and local recording. So. Let me close some of these real quick. And let me make sure that some of our other stuff is closed. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Great. Okay, so this is going to be project store, and we want to measure if the project ID ever changes, fetch more tasks, I believe. And let's see. Let's see if this works. I'm hesitant. I think it's not going to work because we need to edit some stuff in the task store. So for instance, this project store is just hard coded in there. And if we just do this, it's obviously going to break a lot of stuff because we're using get task in a few spots. Oops, did not mean to pop that open. So I don't want to pass in the project ID here. I want to pull it in from the project store, but I've been having an issue doing that. So if I say let project ID equals project store, we'll say project store dot project ID, right? So that's just going to be whatever selected project it is. And then if we don't have a selected project, I want to default it. Let's see, get task. Yeah, we don't want to fetch for tasks right now, even though this does work. I want that to be handled by the project store. Like the project store should tell the task store, not the components. The components should just trigger those things. But that's the problem I'm having, right? So I want to pull this into the task store, this first project. And basically what this is just defaulted. So if there is no project ID, meaning it hasn't rendered yet, we want to default to the first project. And that's what I was showing up here, how it defaults to the blockchain project. So we'll default to the first project ID. Let's see if we fetch, if we get task back, I think this is working. If we don't, I don't think it's working, obviously. So we get some errors. Let's see. No task back. So I don't think we're getting the projects on time. I think that's the issue here. So let me just refresh and let's see if we get the project ID. Let's see what pops up here. Undefined. Then we should still get a project ID at some point. Boom, and there it is, way after the fact. So maybe we just need to await the project ID coming in, I believe. Could be a thing, but we're using this get tasks, I believe, in the base column here, check for tasks. So maybe we want to put this also here potentially. Let's see, in this dependency array. So if there's no project ID yet, or when it changes, go get the tasks. Boom, and it worked. There we go. We saw the tasks, didn't we? We just saw one briefly. Okay, let's try the selector anyways. See if anything changes. This is going to be huge, by the way. When we can link up the tasks with the projects and the users with the tasks, like that is really strong. So that's why, and all this stuff is broken right now because all of these endpoints have to be reworked. So when we post a task, we can no longer just post it to a database. It needs to be posted to a database associated to a project, right? So, and then when we get tasks, we can't just get them out of the database. We need to get them out of the database associated to a project. And then not only that, we're actually going to have to get them out of the database associated to a project, associated to a user even. So we have to refactor a lot of things fundamentally. So that's why some of these things are becoming an issue, right? But it's all just part of the software, you know. It's all just part of the deal. So let's see if that worked. Boom, it's fetching tasks. Let's see if we do this now. If we go to company A, if it refetches. Looks like it's not. Okay, let's maybe pop in task store tasks down here and see if that does anything. You can see how laggy that was. I was done typing and then it. Boom. So it's maybe refetching. Let's go to company A, project A. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, elope. Okay, let me undo all this. I really like I said, I really like the idea of the stores handling it somehow. If that's plausible, where we can get all the stores just handling the data and the task and boom, 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 and we could just distribute that to the project. Money, because then I don't have to worry about all this stuff, and we might be running out of memory, folks. My computer's been packed. I have 2 terabytes of space, and it has been full from all these videos because I do one video. So right now I've like maybe 40 or 50 episodes out, right? But like one video gets printed out from the screen recording, then the audio recording gets a video, and then I also push in the face recording, and then I put all those together. So that builds a video also, but even in the middle of that, I actually print the video with the audio and then I attach the face recording. So it becomes like a really, really, really big thing. And maybe I shouldn't do it that way, but I am. So but let's see. Let's do this in the project ID. How about that? Let's figure it out. Excuse me. Let's do it in the task store is what I meant to say. Let's get the project ID handled in the task store and maybe await somehow if no project ID, let's see. Get projects. I want it to await, right, where let's ask our trusty helper here. I want the get tasks function to wait until there is a project ID, a valid string for the project ID. Boom. Let's see what chat pops up with, because I'm sure it's something simple. Last night I had some call stack issues where I was pulling in the project store here and doing too much work, I think, in the store where it was being called from different places. But again, I don't want I don't want the pages to handle the data, and I don't necessarily want the components to handle the filtering of the data. Does that make sense? So I don't want this component to handle, oh, I know what project it's in. I also know what users associated with. I want like the whole application to already have that configured. The components are just fetching the data based on those filters. That would be ideal for a structure, right? I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but I think we'll figure it out. I think that's just the name of the game. Don't know how to do whatever, and then we'll figure it out as we go. Because this is where the front end engineering meets the back end engineering in a really beautiful way. So let's see. We're ensuring there's a project ID. If project ID is still not defined, throw an error. So let's see. Let's see if we're getting an error here. Project ID is not available. But I guess to infer that this store would handle the project would also infer that it also handles getting the tasks. So maybe we do that here too, right? That sounds kind of counterintuitive. And maybe that's what we need to do is say project store dot project potentially, or projects, I guess, because technically we can get the projects from the project ID. So let's see if that popped up. Project ID is not available, and then it becomes available. But we also want the tasks associated with it too. So I want to let's see where this breaks, right? The old running trick, right? See in the code block where this is going to break. So we should see running, and then stop, I believe. So running here, let's see. Oh, actually, we won't because we have the guard clause right here. If no project ID. Okay, let's see. Let's try this one more time. Or a few more times. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. So running, boom, it stops. We're getting a broken thing. Oh, and here we go. And then it fetches. I believe we got the project ID now. So boom. Question is, do we need this now? Do we need that dependency? Or I bet we do because it's just going to run through the code block once. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. Oh, maybe not. Okay, and then it looks like we finally get the tasks. So let me console log the tasks real quick. And I guess we can make that a guard function, I think, for all these places, because we're going to need that for a few of these endpoints. It's not just going to be one of them. But let's see if we get the tasks here associated to this project, and then let's change it. running. And then I still don't see the tasks. Let's see. Still don't see the task associated. So this is kind of the trouble I've been having. It's been a lot of bumping my head around, seeing how this thing connects with this thing. And boom, here's our tasks. Awesome. But we're still running. Because we get the task and then it does it all again and then it fetches it all again. So we're going to delete that out, but it does get the tasks, which is awesome. Here's our tasks associated to this project. And then I bet if we changed it at that point, it probably would have worked and fetched the other tasks too. But yeah, so that's fundamentally where the issue's been is querying for this project, which has different tasks in it. Let's go to our base column. There seems to be some rendering errors. I'm gonna kill the server real quick. Boom. Okay, maybe that'll slow us down a bit. Okay, task store, get task, boom. Maybe we didn't save or something from earlier, so it was just re-rendering, you know. But I want to check this. So I will say guard clause, maybe. Function guard clause, boom. I think this will work, but fundamentally we just want to wait. It's a tricky thing because we have to fetch the projects first, and maybe this is a UI UX issue fundamentally, right? Where first we need to know which project we're in, right? So right now I'm kind of defaulting it with first project. What this is just it's fetching all the projects, and then we just use the first one. That's what the 0th index here is saying. But we have to wait then for the projects to be returned. Versus maybe what we could do is actually restructure the application where instead of just going straight into a dashboard page or a Kanban page, maybe first we go into just a black screen and you actually select which project you want to see. We could do that functionality, and I think that would avoid a lot of these issues because then we already know which project we're a part of, and then we could fetch the task when you click on that project. But I don't like that as much as having the control to just like flip through projects while you're looking at all the dashboard stuff. I love that. I think that's pretty strong. So that's why I'm trying to make this functionality work. Is I would prefer to have it this way, but I can think of other ways to work around it where we change the UI UX of it and boom, we're already in there. We're already in there. That's money, you know. But the good news is we do have the string functionality at least to flip between projects for now. I did fix the endpoints and have the selector. So again, we can hard code the project ID right here. Oh. So boom, if we do that, we should see all the tasks associated to this project, even without our guard clause. We can go ahead and get rid of that. So boom, there's those tasks according to the blockchain project. And then if I do company A, let's get that ID real quick from that project. And if I put it in here, we should be able to see all the blockchain tasks, or excuse me, company A tasks, which should be just a few different tasks for right now. So it is working fundamentally, which is awesome. And I'll show roughly how I did that. So I changed the endpoint. Instead of it being a tasks endpoint, we actually just we make a project ID parameter, and you pull in the project ID from the query, the request query. If no project ID, then go find the first project ID, which again, I was kind of having problems making that work. And then I just find tasks where the project ID is. So this is what Chester said not to do, was find the task associated with the project ID versus finding the project associated with the project ID and just include the tasks. So maybe this is an opportunity to do this and restructure this task store where we're not even doing it this way. We're fetching the project and just pulling the tasks with that project. I think is how that would roughly work. So let's go to the project store and see if we can get that working, right? So get projects, get project by ID. So I need to pass in the project ID. And then I just want to console log the response, because if we have the task associated with this response, I believe that's what Chester was saying just to do. It's a lot more lightweight than having to discover each task associated to each project. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So let's cancel some of this stuff really quick. And we will get our project ID. Real quick, let me just pop it in here. And this will be, let's say, project. And boom, project ID. Let's just hard code it to this real quick. Because if that's the case, then I'll restructure again one more time, kind of behind. And that's going to be probably a couple hours of work. So I will do that. Let's see if this works. Undefined. I don't even know if we're firing off this command. Let's get project command. Project ID value is assigned but never used. Boom, disable. Okay, so I don't think we're using it. So let's just do a use effect real quick and pop it in here, and we'll just fire it off as the application goes on load. So we'll say get project. Oh, not project. Shouldn't be throwing an error. We should be, oh, I see. I see. Okay, we'll pop that in as a string as well, just to double make sure we're fetching for this project. Oop. Didn't know what that was. Let's see. Pull up this. Project. Okay, cool. And then we do get the task associated with it. So I think I'm thinking of it different. I think I'm thinking of it wrong. So this way that Chester mentioned, you fetch for the project and you just associate the tasks with that project because you already have it, and then everything with it. And even users too, I could probably do, I vaguely forget if that's set up if we have users, because that would be pretty cool too. Then we could literally define our teams and our tasks a lot easier than how I'm trying to go about it. I'm trying to kind of retrofit it, versus if we do a larger refactor, might be the better way. So it looks like it's fetching them, but we don't actually have users assigned to this project. So I need to assign a user to this project, I believe, or to the task, or both, I think. So let me pop this off screen real quick. Reason being, I have my Prisma key there that I don't want to share, just because then I'll have to start a new cluster, and I just lazily don't want to do that. I know it should be in the environment, but I was having a split environment issue with the in.local. So found a cheeky way around it. But so we have project users, and then we also have tasks projects, I think, is roughly what this is. Project users, but we need to assign user to project, which is an endpoint that isn't built yet. Let's see. So I could say project -assign.ts. And I think what I want to do is steal the, instead of task ID, I think I want to, I might want to pop in both. No, I want to pass in the project ID, and then through the body, I believe, pass in the user ID or user's ID, right? So let me go ahead and pop this in, and we're going to get assigned task by user. Maybe we can do some other stuff. We'll do that in a moment, but this is not going to be it. Assignable users, that was something I was building on the front end. So let's get rid of all of this, all of this, all of this. All we want to do is assign user to project, right? Or assign project to user, technically. One of the two. Assign user to project. Did we build it out? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. So either I need to pass in the project ID through the parameters. Basically, I just want to see the data associated with the project that says tasks, no different than what we did here, where it shows the task. I just want to see a user associated with it. And then if we could do that, then I think that's a big win, to be honest. I think that's a pretty big win. So we'll say project ID. Project ID, boom, existing assignment, we'll say existing project. Oh, I guess existing assignment works too. Like user's already assigned to the project, boom, that works. Task ID, we don't want that. We want, okay, user ID, project ID. I think that's roughly it, folks, right? User task, we want project user ID. Let's see, project user ID. Oh, then we need to change this to project user, boom. That's not gonna be task ID, it's gonna be project ID right here. Let's see if we can. So all of our messages and docs looks not correct right now. That's not the end of the world. I'll again clean all that stuff up. I just want to make this endpoint work, and then we'll pop off. We'll wrap it up there. So I'll call that a success if we can get the projects with tasks and users, because then we have everything we need when we choose a project. That's all the data we need. That's it. That's everything. So you could see how this works, how it fetches. Here's the project ID for your blockchain project with the tasks associated to the blockchain project. And then the users is finally, again, just to reestablish what we're doing. So we just want to see one user in this thing real quick. So let's go to the store, and we'll go to the project store. I'll build out an endpoint. Not assign project. We just want to, or not post project, excuse me. We want to assign project or assign user to project. Something like this, right? It's going to be a put request. We are going to get the project ID. We're going to need both the project ID and a user ID. So the project ID can actually be part of the parameter. So boom, like this, and then we can pass in the user ID in the body, or we could do the opposite and do it for the user store. Similar thing, assign user to project, could be similar deal. I think that's all. Let's put that in our deal right here, and we just need to pass in both a project ID, and then I need to get a user ID as well. So let me get this user ID. We'll use this one right here. Let's pass this in, and we'll fire this function off and see if we made magic. See if that worked. So we got some bad requests, which makes me hesitant of it working. Let me check the database. Project, okay. I guess I want to assign user to project. Did we have those right? So first we pass in the project ID for the first parameter. That's true. Then user ID for the second parameter. Let's go to here. Oh, nope, not that one. It's going to be, I believe. Nope, was that the right one? Project assign, I think it might have been. Oh, it was. Okay, so boom, user task. Oh, we're checking for the wrong thing there. So maybe that's throwing an error there for us. Yep, probably was. Okay, so boom, this user is already assigned to the project. So maybe we do need to be a little bit more meticulous. An error while assigning the project. Okay, boom. Or assigning the user to the project. It could be our error message too. Let's go ahead and try this out one more time. See if we have anything pop up in our database. I don't see any project user data for a compound key popping up. So we're going to do a little debugging. Guys, this project's getting a little bit heady for me. It's getting a lot more dense because this thing's connected to this thing, which is connected to this thing. So let's see. Undefined. So it fires off. We should see those IDs come through. Array length is still 0. Oh, assign user. Duh. That's going to be the wrong endpoint. Duh. Projects. Duh, folks. Duh. So we want projects, then we go to project assign. That would be why. That would at least be one reason why, right? Project assign. Okay, let's try that out. We get undefined. We should see something. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Undefined. Dang it, guys. Dang it. So let's think again. Project assign. Pass in the project ID, and then do we not save that potentially? Let's see. I just want to see a user associated to a project, because then we can kind of leapfrog off of that and build our teams, right? And kind of catch it all at once. Project user. We're getting, so user ID is coming from the body, then the project ID is coming from the query, the parameter, which I see here. Let's get rid of all this loading stuff. We just want the bare bones put request. Or Or would it be a post request technically? Is that, oh, duh, that might be why. We actually want this as a post request because this thing doesn't exist yet, so there's nothing to update. Duh, folks, duh. So let's fire this off one more time, see if that works. Still not seeing it. I'm still not seeing anything work. Still see a bunch of errors. Project assigned. 404 not found. Okay. API projects. This is a lot of software engineering. Just so you guys know, just debug, you know? What's the new thing I broke? What's the next thing I broke? You'd think it's unavoidable, right? You'd think it's unavoidable, but sometimes there's no way around it. You got to go through it, you know? Sometimes there's no way around it. You got to go through it, and that'll be the title of this video. So we see the user ID. That's awesome. Okay. See it in the console. I don't see any users associated with this project. Are we fetching for the right projects? Error, boom, boom, boom. Maybe it's already there. So let's see. Nope, still no project user. Post project assign. Gosh dang it, guys. Assign user to project, or I guess project to user, one of the two. Tomato, 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 you know? Gelato, gelato. It's all the same, right? So we should see something pop up here, right? Where in our server, or at least our terminal, we should see user ID, right? Project ID. TCP on stream read, there's an issue. So I wonder if this is firing off before those, but those things are strings, they're hard coded in there. So there really shouldn't be any sort of issue, right? They should just automatically, boom, be popped in, good to go. Axios post, let's see, projects. Let's check the endpoint one more time. So project assign, I'm going to copy it down just to make sure we're spelling it all right. Which we are. And then in the project assigned, I have this endpoint. It's collecting the user ID. Did we put that right? The project ID is the parameter, right? The user ID is the body. Project ID is the query, yep. And the user ID is the body. Query parameter, same thing, same. We know we're firing off the function 2 in the store because this is showing, right? This wouldn't show if this function wasn't being fired off. But we know this function is being fired off. So we'll do our old console log running trick. Runog user, that'll work. Just needs to let us know where the thing is running and stopping. Obviously, if we get into the try block, we at least know the API is trying to fire off. So let's see, we should see boom, boom, boom running, and then we have an issue right here. So Axios.post endpoint project assigned. Do we have other project assigned? I'm going to pop this in here, double check, make sure. Sometimes it's always some dumb thing. Do we spell it all wrong? Is that why? Project ID. I feel like it's wrong for some reason. Did we get it? Still no. Okay. Weird. So weird. So weird, guys. So weird. Do we get undefined or do we see the user IDs and stuff finally? No, we still don't see it. Undefined. Okay, so let's go to all the console logs. We might have a few now. Let's get rid of that one. That one's going to be there. Project store. We do want to see the project data. We do want to see all that stuff. So let's get rid of it here. Well, we want all those actually. So all the console logs are associated to this now. I guess pretty much all of them were anyways. I'm just reading the console. What's trying to go wrong here, right? So we're getting the project that's working. The fetch is working, and then we're shooting off this endpoint. Project assign. It's saying 404 not found. Oh, you know what? It might just be something dumb of just crashing the server because we renamed a few things, and then just reposting the server. Let's see if that. I swear if this is it. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do, folks. I'll eat an entire cheesecake because that sounds delicious. Just take bets that are completely selfish. Dude, if you make this basket, I'll spend $1,000 on myself. just that's how I'll roll with bets now. Dude, if you get her number, I'll take my girl out to dinner. Okay, let's see. 404 not found, API projects. Project assign. I still don't understand why it's not doing it. Assign user to project. It's a post request. And we still don't see. It's just a simple post request, right? And we're still not getting more. So let's back it up then. Let's pause this thing for a sec. We'll go API/projects. It's the project assigned directory, and we're passing in the project ID. What if we don't do this and we just say index or projects or something, right? And instead of passing in, we don't care about get tasks right now. Sorry, buddy. We don't care about that one. But let's just go to this endpoint, and then how about instead of passing it in as a parameter, we just literally pass it in with the body. Just both things through the body, right? We got 20% battery. That's no good. So we'll go to the index, and instead of it coming through the query, they're both just going to come through the body. And let's try it out. Let's see. Oh, we definitely want to shut down the server and refire it off. Okay. And boom, refresh. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Because we should see them just in the body. Like that's not very demanding to ask for unless I'm missing something here still. You know what I mean? If like a simple post request is not too much to ask for. And I could even just take out all this for now, and we should just be able to project user ID, build that out, right? Let's see, we are still refreshing. Okay, boom. Now it should fire off. Let's see. See if we get any love down here. Should be firing off soon. Boom, 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 run aug user, and then we get an issue, it looks like. So still, project assigned 405 method not allowed. Guys, I have no idea what the error is, to be honest. I really don't. So I'm going to try to just make it a basic post request. I wonder if it's a Prisma error. Did we not update Prisma? I feel like we did, but just double check, you know, because we're just making a post request, basically passing in a string and another string that we hard coded, right? Like these aren't even This isn't even generated really. This isn't coming from some arbitrary ID. This is literally 2 strings that we hard coded right here. Assign user to project. So it's like, literally building a post request with 2 strings. So I don't know why we're having that issue. Let's see. Tomato, gelato. Yeah, guys, I'm not sure. I might have to. We'll see what this request does, and then if it doesn't work, I'm gonna hop off. I think we'll walk away semi-victorious by collecting the tasks with the projects. I think that's at least a decent idea, or at least it's definitely a decent idea. It's something Chester obviously did, but let's see. So it's saying method not allowed. Why would it do that? Why would it say that? Why would it say method not allowed? That is so interesting. Project assign. What if we called it projects here? Project store. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I had to say index there. I bet I did. Because it was projects assigned, and then it was probably supposed to say index. So let's just put it to projects because that's what it is now. Let's try the whole thing one more time. And then I will throw in the white flag, folks. Ay, calísimo. Let's see. The thing is firing up, server's firing up, and we are struggling. Guys, I should probably talk about a few other things too while we're challenging ourselves. Ooh, I could talk about growth. I could talk about challenging yourself, pushing yourself, stretching yourself. It's never comfortable. It never is, right? But then you do it day after day after day, and then eventually you're like, oh, I feel okay. Request 404, we still had an error. We still have some problems. Still didn't see it. 404 still not found. Projects assign / projects. Guys, I don't have a clue. I really don't. Why it's not working. I really don't. Assign user to project. It's a post request. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw in the towel for a moment on this and then circle back. But we did get a small win. The small win was kind of restructuring the idea, and I think that's obviously gonna take some revamping of the application. So, because projects ultimately are the king daddy of the data, and the project's going to determine which users are on and which tasks are associated with it. So if we just fetch project and say, no, give us all that, give us the whole package, and then we want to swap out the project. Okay, throw this project out. Here we want this new package of data, right? That's going to be a much better approach than saying, here's the tasks. Am I in the right place as a task? Am I in the right place as a user? Versus we could just do the opposite. Say, here's the projects with all that data in it. I keep shaking. It's fine. Data projects. Here's that data with all the projects in it, or all the projects with all that data in it, and we can just say, oh, is this user part of that? They can't see that then. Hey, check if this user's part, because users we could actually check. There's probably only going to be like a limit of like 10 users a project or something. And then tasks as well, they will only be fetched based on the project. So we should never be able to fetch a task independent of a project. I think that's going to be the ultimate data structure of how this whole thing's handled. And yeah. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Obviously, we have some debugging and refactoring and just endpoints to reconfigure. So behind the scenes, I'm definitely going to do that. Love doing it. I love working on it. Sometimes it's hard to narrate, talk about software, and build, these larger architectural concepts and data. At least for me, they're larger and larger data structures. So sometimes behind the scenes I could work on it and just like flow and just start flying. And sometimes I catch it here too, which is really fun. But we didn't get so lucky today. We got half lucky. We got a half break of figuring out how to just easily get the tasks with the projects and the users as well. So we caught a half break, but more to come. More to come, folks. Guys, thank you for tuning in and watching. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.